All right, we are back with another crazy overbuilt knife from the Beard of Doom. I will put a link to his YouTube channel down below. Please go check him out. Tell him I sent you so that he knows him loaning me a bunch of knives actually did some good. I would appreciate that. This is from Midgards Messer. They make some crazy stuff. Some of it's very cool. I have owned several across through the years. And I've done videos on them. So I will put a link to those at the end and all that good stuff, right? So as we talked about before, Beard of Doom has to have a lanyard on every knife for the most part that he owns and carries. So he did put a lanyard on this one with some beads. They almost look like spine vertebrae on them. I don't know all the details of the beads. I am sure I will be sending links of all of these videos to Beard of Doom, and he will chime in, and he is not shy about commenting and telling me, well, politely correcting anything I may have said during any of his videos. All right. Blue anodized titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, CPM D2 blade steel. You can reverse flick this, Spidey flick it, whatever you want to call it. It's not the most comfortable. It's not the most easy to do. It's a little awkward to get your finger in the right spot on the fuller. Okay, I don't care for that. The pocket clip itself is in, it's at the very top of the blade scales here. And quite frankly, it's a bit uncomfortable. As the Beard of Doom mentions in his little love note to me with some details about all the knives, he hated this thing when he first got it. And he still kind of does. But it's enough of a chode for him to keep it until he doesn't keep it. So I understand. I have knives like that I don't particularly care for, but I still keep them around. Runs on bearings, has a super smooth action. Yeah, all in all, it's an okay knife. Now, he does give me some notes about this is the, first off, the name of the knife, as you've seen in the title, is the Thunrar. USA edition is what he is telling me in his little note to me. However, I don't know why he says that. He says that the OEM is possibly Medford, but he can't confirm that. I could not confirm that. I looked around. I didn't see this as a USA model, but I don't know. I know that Medford has been the OEM for some other companies in the past. They made the Strider AR 0.75, and that would not shock me if they made this, but I do not think that, I don't know. If somebody knows, please comment down below, reach out to me. I would love to know for sure, but I am not certain that that is what happened on this knife. But I could be wrong. Anyway, let's talk about the size real quick now that I've rambled on about that. It is 4 3/8 closed, 8 1/8 overall, 3.4 inch blade. Behind the edge, it's a compound ground blade. Full flat grind on both edges. This one is just ground down much thinner at 0.015 behind the edge. And the tip on this Tonto, which is very normal, is thicker stock at 0.022 behind the edge. That gives you the strength for piercing, stabbing, plunging, things like that. And then you have a more finer slicer down here on the main belly of the blade. That's very common in a Tonto ground blade. Medford did that on all of their Tontos. Most companies, when they do a Tonto, they do it that way. Shark Nivco, I think I have mine over here. It is the same way. It is much thicker here at the tip and thinner down here on the main cutting edge. Okay. The blade thickness overall is 0.236. The overall thickness of the knife minus the clip is 0.669, and it weighs in at about 12.8 ounces, including the bead and the lanyard. Super smooth because it runs on bearings. It does have a hole here in the blade that corresponds with the hole here in the scale. You could put a pin through that, turning it into a fixed blade. I don't know if a pin comes with this. There was a knife I did just yesterday's knife, the Max Ace, has a very clear hole for that. This one kind of blends in with the dimples. Something that does bug me a little bit is the dimple pattern does not line up with the hole all the way through. I think that's a miss. Somehow I would have done my best, and I'm not a designer as far as these things go. I do a bunch of AutoCAD stuff in my day-to-day job, and I do have to line things up and make them work and things like that. Yeah, that just bugs the hell out of me. The OCD is kicking in hardcore on that being a little off center. It should have just been right in the center of a dimple. But what do I know? So you have a little bit, oh, it is a USA thing here. All right, so this is made in the USA. A lot of the ones from before were made by like Best Tech and things like that. So this is a USA made knife. CPMD2. Just the USA Midgards thing over here. I did not see anything on the inside. There is no lightening pockets milled out. And there is no markings anywhere else. I don't know. Maybe it is a Medford. I don't know. This is the designer. It is 5 of 20. So they only made 20 of these here in the United States, I guess. A little bit of a breaker, which is similar to a Medford breaker. I don't have one here in front of me. It's over in the other room in the safe. I don't know. Normally, I would say that this hole is uncharacteristics for Greg to have just out there. But I've seen several things he's done that lead me to believe that, yes, he overlooks that sort of thing now. That he is not as a critical and OCD as he may think or want to be. There is a steel lock bar insert. So the action on this thing is fantastic. No lock stick. Runs very smooth and nice. It is an odd looking knife. It is an odd knife in your pocket. It works really well. The pocket clip has some flex and it goes in and out of the pocket without problem. Let me grab a Medford really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back with a Praetorian tie. The grenade tie is what they were called. Because I wanted to just compare the breakers really quick and just kind of, I should have pulled this out already as a size comparison because Midgard has been compared to Medford in the past. Now, just because the breakers are a little bit similar in geometric shape doesn't really mean anything because a lot of breakers are kind of shaped this way. But it does maybe lean towards it being OEM'd by Greg. I don't know. Now I'm very curious. So if anybody has any details on that, let me know because I would love to know. And maybe he just did 20 of them as a run to see how they liked them. So on these ones, it is a flat grind here on the Tonto and a hollow grind on the belly. This is just a flat grind on both. Okay. So some differences. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think? I mean, it could be. Now, Midgard has made some other knives that like legit were Medford-ish. And I know they were not made by Medford, those other ones. I don't remember the model names right off the top of my head. I did do a video on it, so you can go check that out. But I don't know. I think it's a cool knife. I have really liked Midgards Messer in general. The Vikings were very cool. They did a mini Viking, which I liked a lot more than the full-size Viking. But the pocket clip on the mini Viking just didn't work well. The Viking was actually a little bit bigger than a Praetorian, and the mini Viking was about the size of a Medford Genesis, which is kind of the mid-sized Praetorian. So anyway, let's do a couple of quick size comparisons here with the Spyderco Delica, the Sharpie, the VC Edge interface, and how about the production Red Horse Knife Works Hellraiser. So there you go. A quick look at the Midgard Messer Thunrar USA edition, unknown OEM. It's apparently a secret. So if somebody knows, please hook me up. Take a look at my overbuilt playlist here, and please go check out Beard of Doom's YouTube channel over there.